Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting. We just updated it. That's why I know how many videos is on there.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. You know, nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. You know, I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there, man. So if you're interested, definitely check that out, guys. The link for that will be in the description.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man, George.
What's up, guys? How you living out there, man? Shout out to the free thinkers, of course, man.
All right, man. So we had to do Mechanix, man. It seems like that was the biggest request under the Four Horsemen video that we just put out with Metallica. But what's confusing, because this shit is confusing to me, I'm going to keep it 1,000, is I guess Metallica, Dave Mustaine wrote this song before they did Four Horsemen, and he did this song, Mechanix, with Metallica, and then he did it again with Megadeth after he left Metallica.
Y'all gonna do, it's gonna be a lot of filling in for you guys in the comment section. We probably got some things wrong because we just go right into these reactions. We don't spend too much time. We may read a few things before we start the video, but we don't spend a lot of time on this. So you guys might be filling in a lot of inaccuracies, but the bottom line is the Mechanix version of Mechanix, the song, was developed. Mustaine had that wrote with Metallica when they were doing like the demo tapes. But basically, it was him that wrote the shit for the most part.
Right.
And he eventually took that song and used it on the Megadeth album, right? Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, which came out in '85, right? And under the name Mechanix, but also Metallica before that on Metallica's first album, Kill 'Em All. They used that for the Four Horsemen. It was reworked though. It was a reworked version of based off of what we're seeing. It's reworked slightly, so it's not the exact same thing, which is why I think you guys are interested to hear what we think.
Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up. Because that's still confusing to me.
Right.
No, but I get it. It's
you see where the fascination is.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see why y'all are fascinated with us just comparing Dave Mustaine's, we'll just call it Dave Mustaine's version versus Metallica's version, right? Just to kind of see what we think. And there's just this fascination in general with this whole story of Dave Mustaine, you know, being with Metallica and being one of the founding members of Metallica and writing a lot of, you know, their great riffs earlier on. Some stuff from Kill 'Em All, I think Ride the Lightning. I'm not sure if he was with them after that. And then exiting the group and then joining another group or starting another group in Megadeth, who ended up being nasty, one of the big four. So there's just this fashion, aura around this, man. We see it in the comments. Y'all go back and forth, you know, ripping each other's heads off all the time about it. So I can see the fascination. But real quick though, Mechanix is a euphemism for sex, apparently. It says the song uses metaphors to describe the action. Down here it says specifically, it's quoting Dave. Dave said, I wrote this song before I joined Metallica. It was recorded by Metallica in a few versions, one of which is the Mechanix. Actually, I wrote this song before I joined Metallica, so that's important to point that out. So he had this already set up. So I don't know if I said he did it with Metallica. He said he had it before. Then he said, of course, one of which is the Mechanix version, and the other is the Four Horsemen. The former is about my job working at a gas station and fantasizing about sleeping with rich women who would come into the station that I worked at. And the latter is about a section of the book, The Revelations. The guitar riffing is similar to Kiss's Detroit Rock City, except there's way more to it, though. Yeah, it's like that, but my shit's better, though. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. No, so that's, okay. Book of Revelations over here and smashing rich women at gas stations over here. Wonderful. Let's get into it.
That's funny.
Let's just get into it.
That's so funny, man.
All right, man, let's get right to it, man. Y'all putting us in the position to directly compare. That was the whole point of these requests. In my opinion, it seems that way, so let's get into it.
It's bad.
Dave a wild boy, man.
My ball
Dave a
bearings
wild boy, man.
melt from the heat.
Pistons bulging, huh? Said you want to get your order filled, girl.
Yeah, but it's definitely faster, man. The pace in which they're playing it, it's definitely faster. The beginning of this, though, sounded like a different song to me. It didn't even sound like the song. Well, obviously it is a different song, but I guess I guess what I was anticipating is the song was going to be very, very similar. And now it is, now that we're in the I was going to say the nuts of the song.
That would be appropriate.
But the beginning of this, though, man, I really like the way that sounded.
I agree.
I really like it because it had a nice little, I don't want to say, it was like, it had a flair to it, you know? So, and it was unexpected because these songs are so closely compared, or I guess we're comparing it, but my expectations, it was going to be very close. I thought it was going to be like identical all the way through. So that was very refreshing to me, that was like their own little spin on it. Metallica's Megadeth's own little spin on how this is going to sound. Let me give you the Megadeth version of this, you know? And that's
but the Metallica version.
Yeah.
it's just funny, like, right?
Exactly.
This is Metallica shit, but then it's Megadeth shit, but then it's just funny.
It's Dave shit. It's Dave shit, right?
So,
so it's so far so good, man. It is faster. I like it. It does sound good, but if I'm being honest, I prefer the slower version that Metallica demonstrated because it just seemed like it was just nastier to me. And I know that word is relative based on, you know, who you're talking to, but I just prefer the Metallica's, like, it seemed to have a little bit more of a grooviness to it because it was slower. But I'm not mad at this, though. This is thrashed out to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's punked out to me with some thrash. It feels more punk.
Okay.
But it, you know, obviously punk is thrash. Yeah, we know. But it feels really punk. And Metallica's at an advantage, man, because I just think quality-wise, at least the quality that we're listening to, it just doesn't seem to compare to the quality. It's like in terms of the production that we heard on Metallica's Four Horsemen. So that's something that I'm getting adjusted to. But I do think it sounds good. The first part, I agree. You know, Dave's voice is Dave's voice to me, man. It's always been one of those unique vocal tones that have I've just tolerated because the music's been so good. So, but I'm wondering, man, real quick before we get back to this, because we're gonna get right back to it, is why did they break up again? Because when I'm listening to this, it almost feels like, and I know I'm probably 1,000% wrong, but it almost feels like when I listen to this, I hear Megadeth. We were reading something on Megadeth, and it said that they were considered by many to be speed metal. So it's like thrash, but also you can even put them in a category of speed metal. Yeah. And this feels like a speed metal type of song to me. Yep. Maybe not exactly what speed metal is, but you know, the pace clearly is faster. So I'm wondering if there were just creative differences in that respect. Like Ryan said, he likes the slow down, hard, long, lingering.
Because it's just better.
Riffs.
That's a joke, guys. That's a joke.
No, it ain't. or Dave. Dave sounded like a wild dude, though, man. Dave was probably just wild as hell. He was like, motherfucker, what's the dude on The Temptations? David Ruffin?
Oh, yeah.
Was Dave Mustaine David Ruffin of the group or something like that, man? Bobby Brown, a New Edition.
Yeah.
Just wild as hell.
The wild card.
Yeah.
And shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, man, let's get back to it.
That move, that fucking bowl. Don't sound like you're gonna hold at all. It's not bad though. Oh, they're about to get nasty now. I know they're about to get nasty now. You know, man, I'm enjoying this though. I do like this song, and I do like the pace in which they're playing it, and there is a lot of skill being displayed here. Make no mistake about it. You know, the shit sounds good. So I think they're doing a thing, and Dave Mustaine is really just showing like, hey, man, I'm the mastermind behind this mug. You know what I'm saying? This is my shit. I wrote the shit, so I can change it whatever way I want, you know? And it still is fire.
We get a lot of comments that say, well, I don't understand how you can like this song but not that song. And I think this is a really, really good way to address that, because this is a very similar song, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that are similar with the Mechanix version, with the Four Horsemen. It's the Four Horsemen version, but I don't know, man. I'm just not enjoying this, really. I'm really
not at all?
It's cool. It's got the skill is there. The skill is there. I think that they're playing their asses off, but I love Dave as a musician, but his voice just isn't my thing. I don't like the lyricism. I understand. I'm sure at the time that this was slap knee funny, but to me the lyricism is just dated, and I don't like the fast pace. I like Metallica's slow down, the sustain, the tone. I just like it so much better.
Okay.
So something can be very similar, but just minor adjustments can change it from me liking it to not liking it, you know? But let's go ahead and finish it up though, man. Let's get back to it.
That was a fun song, man.
They got busy though.
They did.
They really did get busy.
They did, man. And that was a fun song. And again, when you look at Megadeth as a group and what they're able to put together, man, and this is early, right? Early Megadeth, man. Dude, they're incredible, man. You cannot front on the level of skill that this band has, and Dave Mustaine in particular, man. And I don't know if he played that solo at the end.
I'm assuming,
I would assume he did, right? Dude, incredible. He can play his ass off. But there's times, and I'm gonna preface it with this song because it's a song that we're playing. That solo at the end to me was ill-advised in my opinion. And here's why. It's not because I don't think he can play at a high level. I think that was great, and he displays that pretty much in every song that I've heard by Megadeth and Metallica. But just because you can play at a high level doesn't mean you need to do that every single time. And I thought the solo at the end was great up until the part where it was like, and it was just going crazy on the guitar. To me, that's just like, it's just an overkill. To me, it's just more so you're putting on a audition that show me that you can play great. Yeah, you can play your ass off, but I'm not listening to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
I get it.
And so that is what I didn't like about the ending part right there. Up until then, it had Megadeth DNA all over it. And I think it was a fun song from a lyrical standpoint. He's talking about, using these, metaphors in the gas station as sexual innuendos, and so if imagine you at my station and my pistons bulge and made my crankshaft do this and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna turn the screw and made me quiver when I put the
key in the ignition.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
He
It's
didn't
fun.
say that, but
It's fun though. It's fun. It's a fun song, I think, and I think that's what you guys probably really love about that. The strong Megadeth fans that really like this version, or not version, but like Mechanix song, they love that. The fun and the free spirited and the showmanship and skill and musicality that they can put on at a high level. I think that's all the things you guys love. So with all that being said, man, I think that'll make the fun playlist. I'll bang that when I'm in the gym. That'll definitely make that. But not my favorite song per se. Fuck that. Let's take the band out of it. It's just not a song that if it wasn't for let's put it this way. If it wasn't for Megadeth, I don't know if it would make the playlist. But because they can play so well and they just have my respect, I can get through the song and it's fun. It's just a fun song. It's kind of like Weird Al Yankovic-ish. You know what I mean? Lyric-wise.
I get what you're saying.
It's like, it's just like a parody.
Yeah, you got to say that because they go, yeah.
Lyric-wise. It's like a parody, lyric-wise, But if you guys are asking me to compare the two, Four Horsemen or Mechanix, it's got to be Four Horsemen, man. It's just more so my style. I just love that. It's got a smoother... I don't want to say smooth because I know, heavy metal, it's not smooth, but it sounds smooth to me. It's got, the guitar riffs, and it's just a lot more slowed down, controlled. I don't want to say it's slow because that song is not necessarily a slow song, Four Horsemen, but it just sounds like it's in control more to me.
Yeah.
And it's more musical, or the way I like music to be displayed, guys, because I know that's relative as well. Four Horsemen to me is just that's just my shit. I really love the way that sounds, man.
Maybe I need my memory jog, but I don't know, bruh. I feel like Dave Mustaine was a Wild Thing from Major League, man. That's who he reminded me of. Just Wild Thing. Just all the talent in the world. Could throw like a 100-something mile per hour fastball, man. He was a monster. You know what I'm saying? He was just he was an ultimate rock star. Mm-hmm. Wrote a song about smashing rich chicks in the gas stations and shit. He was just wild, you know? So all the talent, but just needed to hone his craft just a little bit more, right? And that's where in comes some of the work with Metallica and then Megadeth, because this is really early on.
Yeah.
And this is what this song sounded like to me. Just extremely talented, but just needed to be a couple corners needed to be sanded down a little bit, just to be smoothed out, whatever you want to call it, smoothed out.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Just altered a little bit to get to the next level of, I guess, just maturity and adding just a bit more sophistication and just knowledge and wisdom to compositions overall. And I just think that's where he was able to get to with Metallica, some of the later works, and also for sure with Megadeth.
Yeah.
The vocals in the Mechanix, man, it's just it's fun, like Ryan said. It's a fun song, and I know at the time it was wild in the 80s, but you guys have to understand, we're in 2021, so some of that stuff that was funny or that was sort of pushing the limits a little bit, that was wild, it's just like, okay, that's actually kind of tame. You know what I'm saying, for us in 2021, so we have to give you our 2021 real reactions and perspectives. So it just, to me, came off like silly child's play. The subject matter was a little bit more raw to me and interesting, to be honest with you, with the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse and everything, that approach, which I wish we would have touched more. The transitions and everything were just more polished to me. And even though I didn't love the vocal performance in certain parts of the Four Horsemen video with James, even James's voice to me felt more raw, again, he just has that quintessential metal voice.
He does.
And so it's just a lot of like the entirety of it just was pretty much better. And on top of that, the production was just a higher quality to me, at least the version that we're listening to with Megadeth. So it added more impact to it. So on every level, I prefer the Four Horsemen's version. I do think the double bass in the Mechanix is a lot more powerful though. The double bass, when I heard felt more powerful. And I do think that in terms of the speed and the pace, maybe from a technical standpoint, they were doing some things that Metallica wasn't, but it's still every level, man. I just prefer the Four Horsemen, and this will not make the playlist, but I do appreciate the skill that went into it, man. Just out of curiosity though, man, but maybe I need my memory jog, man. Let's play a little bit of the Four Horsemen again to carry us home, man. The Metallica version though, man. you know what I'm saying?
He's part of the vocal range, you know? Yep.
You know what? The funny thing is, as I'm listening to it now, the first part with that Megadeth had in the song, the first part of Mechanix was nice. I want to mention that.
It was off the chain.
I really like the first part.
I wish that the whole song had that kind of dimension the whole way through.
Yeah.
'Cause that was nasty.
Because like right
That
now,
was nasty.
Megadeth's kind of ahead as far as the beginning of the song, and then as the song goes on, the Metallica version just completely just goes crazy, man. Once those long da-da-da come in, and then they start transitioning us, you know, hitting us with transitions along the way, man. And the song takes us on more of a journey. I feel like it has a little bit more depth.
And the Metallica song is longer too.
And it is longer.
You
Yes.
know, so maybe they had more time to kind of, you know, take us on that journey as well, you know? So,
Yeah, you know, and they reworked it, and you know, I mean, these guys, Dave Mustaine, and you know, credit to him, man. I was just kind of looking up their ages, and I don't think they were around 19, 20, man. Come on, you know what I'm saying? 19, 20 years old, probably even younger than that, because
Killing
this
it.
was during the demo era. He had this song before Metallica,
Yep.
because I was reading how old they were when they first started, which is like around Kill 'Em All. So Dave was probably around 18 years old or something like
Yep.
that, right? Give us some feedback. Maybe younger than that when he composed the
Yep.
Mechanix. So when you think of it like, dude, a fucking 18, 17-year-old, however old he was, put that together, that's phenomenal.
Incredible.
So fascinating stuff, man.
Yeah,
I
dude.
could see, love seeing the origins of these guys, man. We saw the origin of Megadeth,
Yep.
to be honest with
That's
you, right?
true.
In Mechanix, and the origin of Metallica here to compare it, man. Really dope. All right, guys, that's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed that, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And also, guys, check out our Patreon channel if you're interested. It will allow you to get exclusive access to our content. The link for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Las Vegas.
We out.
We out.